Hey friends, Ernie here from the Trader of Futures with my second position video. After having my identity stolen and my entire YouTube account, 1,000 videos representing 9 years of my work deleted, apparently by some crypto maniac that just was, I guess, a little bit butthurt by my thoughts, my voice, my opinion. Anyways, this particular position is on where I foresee Bitcoin going as well as the cryptoverse. And I'll have many other videos to follow this up that will get into the details of the technology and the industry and general business acumen and what is, in my opinion, most likely to happen in the future, in future videos. But from big picture, I said in a previous video that I thought that Bitcoin would hit $30,000 by the end of 2018. And I'm not going to update that yet, just to say that the odds of it getting to 30,000 by the end of 2018 have slightly diminished in my view. Only slightly, but I still think that it's still possible. I think that it's contingent upon some monumental change or news or product that emerges between sometime in the summer and the end of the year. Now, I also believe that there's going to be a crash in the middle of the summer. So how do I juxtapose those two? How do I go from a crash to 30,000? I mean, that's an incredible advancement. That's why I said there has to be something monumental that takes place. And I believe that that's possible. It is very possible. I believe that companies like Hashgraph could make that possible. Adapt could make that possible if it has true, if it's one of those true killer applications. That's very, very possible. Now, in terms of the crash in July, that's my projection. And that is based on the G20 and their task force, or this special task that has been given some of their sub-agencies to look at regulatory issues. In the United States, we have largely been silent on regulatory issues, although in Crypto Consensus 2018, there was a lot of talk about that, and I'll do a separate video on where all our regulatory agencies stand and where we're likely to go in the near future, and how that might work in the United States. You know, you have to consider that we are a federation. You know, we're a decentralized federation of states, and it's not going to happen. Regulation's not going to happen like it may happen in other countries around the world that are more centralized. So that is something that the crypto pundits, leaders, are going to have to come to grips with, or actually do a little research and understand how things work here in the United States, because they think that they can just run roughshod and just say, man, crypto, it's just so obvious. Everybody should be into crypto. We should just have nationalized and internationalized regulation. Well, we don't do shit like that here in the States. That's why we are such a great country. And I'm sure that many of you that don't live in the States will find that absurd. Well, that's fine. People hate us because they want to be us. Anyways, the G20 and this special task force is supposed to come back in July with their outlook on regulatory issues and how they're going to treat it in Europe. And I don't think they're going to come back with anything specific or interesting. And at that time, we're going to have such a dearth of news and so low volume and volatility that the cryptoverse is going to have no choice but to kind of sell off and get rid of all the cruft and the crap and the shit coins that are out there. I believe that's going to happen right after that meeting. We may have a slight uptick into that meeting, or that announcement, or that reveal of opinion by the G20. And at the same time, I expect there to be a similar type of statement by people here in the U.S. because they're all kind of tied, you know. And when that doesn't really seat well, and it won't seat well with the crypto universe, the cryptoverse, there will be a crash. You know, obviously, I can't predict the future. This is what I foresee. After that, there is a very good chance that something will emerge. We'll get rid of the crap. Our attention will be placed on where it needs to be placed. And if something does emerge, then we will be able to realize that $30,000 by the end of 2018, maybe the early part of 2019, depending on the timing and when this unforeseen event, this unforeseen DApp, this unforeseen technology or service emerges. In general, I see everything kind of whittling down to just a few cryptocurrencies, you know, Bitcoin, maybe a privacy coin, maybe some other specialty coins, just a handful, 4 or 5 that will be dominating. The rest will kind of just flitter away. Most of the crypto bullshit shit coins that are out there are also going to go away. A lot of them are hanging on only because they've raised so much money that they're just not, they just haven't spent themselves well enough into a drunken stupor. So maybe they have a little bit more resilience, but they have nothing to offer. There will be, I think, a few major competing cloud-based or service-oriented public blockchains that will emerge. I believe Hashgraph will play a big part in that. There are a lot of companies out there that are also getting involved in blockchain, but they're largely going to be permissioned and private blockchains. Now, one of the big things that could happen in the future is some kind of adoption of standardization, standards, and interfaces that might make the adoption of blockchain and distributed ledger technologies a lot easier for the enterprise. So that's the way I see it. A few, maybe 2 or 3 service-oriented public blockchains, developing at least one of them will develop some kind of standard that will eventually be industry standard. Maybe there'll be a competing standard. And then most of the big companies that are into this will do their own private blockchains that will be off that. They may get involved in the public blockchain, but it's highly doubtable or doubted. So that's how I see things shaping up for this year. Now, in the beginning of the year, I said that this would be the year of remittances. What I was referring to is shitcoin companies kind of dying out. And I think that process is going to accelerate, and that will be the impetus or the catalyst for this crash that's going to happen in the summertime, I believe. So that is my my overall opinion. I think that's my vision of where this whole cryptoverse is going. I'd love to hear what you have to say. Put a comment down below in the comments section. If you're not a member of my Discord group, it's already about 1,000 strong and with incredible discussion going on every day. There's an invite in the discussion. If you're interested in taking my volumetric and volume profile course, also there, and also I provide trader coaching and entrepreneurial coaching. So if you're interested in that, please take a look down below. That's all I've got. We'll see you next video.